What's going on, everyone? We are live right now discussing some D23 stuff. Of course, thank you guys so much for joining this. If you guys are watching this later on while it's not live, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to also hit that subscribe button if you guys are also new here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I've been doing kind of breaking kind of live certain stuff where we talk about certain things that just happened and we discuss them all in detail. And of course, if you guys are over in that live chat, make sure to head on over there and also comment down below and let me know what you guys are excited about. Also in the comments for commenting later, and of course just in general inside that live chat, I will be going to that and looking at what you guys are excited about. I say that there are some people joining in right now, so make sure to be joining in, guys, commenting. This is gonna be a lot of fun. But before we get into it, let's just get straight into what started D23, breaking this down. There was a lot of great things that kind of happened. I'm gonna be honest, I was a little bit let down by some of these topics that happened. I was ready to tweet away and really give away a lot of details that had come out, but only a couple things that truly had blown me away from this D23 press conference. Honestly, Disney Plus looked more exciting. Obviously, they're pushing that because it's Disney Plus and they really need people to be sold on this new project. For me, though, I was kind of disappointed by this Disney Plus, or not this Disney Plus, but by D23 today. They did announce a lot of cool things, some things that obviously they just showed to the people, and I'm sitting at home live tweeting from it, so I didn't see anything, but from the descriptions, that's what I'm excited about. So let's start with Star Wars, which I'm shocked that they didn't end with this because, like, they announced the coolest shit from this one. And it was Kerry Russell's character. They talked about being a shady, an old friend of Poe's. Lando was on stage. They brought the whole cast, which was pretty cool. Leia will be in the film a lot and will carry a lot of the heart of the film. But the thing that they did show is they had showed a fucking teaser poster, which for me, I loved. It has the Emperor in the background. It has Rey and Kylo fighting on something that looks like Pride Rock. I'm kind of all for this. I really love the Last Jedi one, if you can see in that backhand corner. And I just love it because it's the color red, and red's like one of my favorite colors. But the thing that's funny, though, is like I'm not the biggest fan of The Last Jedi. I'm not going to get into that whole debate and everything because I think it's a little bit too crazy to get into this debate about whatever you want to say, saying about The Last Jedi. So we're not going to talk about that. But Rise of Skywalker, I really have a lot of great feelings for. And in general, the footage that was shown, the biggest thing coming out of it, which I don't know how they expect for me to go about my day for the rest of the day after hearing this, that Rey has a double-bladed red lightsaber and she has a cloak, a black cloak. Holy shit, can this image just be shined on side my face right now? Like, that is the coolest thing that I could possibly hear. Now, here's my thing. I think it's very misleading. I think JJ is doing that on purpose. We're going to get a little vision of that. I think it's going to be her talking to Emperor Palpatine and probably finding out that she's a clone of someone or maybe of Palpatine. And I think it's going to be something small. I don't think it's going to be a major thing. I do think, though, that she will have a double-bladed lightsaber in here, and it'll be blue instead of red. That's going to be my thing in there. I think they are going to have the double-bladed lightsaber, which I would just be so fucking jazzed out about if they do. But yeah, but that's really it. They released the poster, they gave a little bit of footage, and really the poster and the thing about Rey with the double-bladed lightsaber is pretty fucking cool. Other than that, no other Star Wars news. I'm surprised they didn't have Benny Weiss and Ryan Johnson or someone just talk about this like other stuff coming out. I'm actually very surprised in here. And also, it looks like Payrweight is in here. Nice to have you in here, Payrweight. Sharonda is a great person. Make sure to go check out her channel if you haven't yet. But we're going to keep going on in this. I'm really excited about this Rise of Skywalker. Truly, my favorite film of this year is Toy Story 4. And I think the only film that could actually surpass that as being my favorite film is a couple of them. It would probably either be The Irishman or Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. From everything I'm hearing, this is everything that I definitely want inside this universe. And I think a lot of you guys are probably going to be saying the same stuff on that. But moving forward, after Star Wars, they talked about Marvel. First thing that comes out is they bring out Ryan Coogler on stage and announce Black Panther 2, May 6, 2022. Now, I love Black Panther. It's one of my favorite Marvel films. I think deserved all the praise. I think you take away the bad CGI towards the end, whatever. It has one of the best stories, one of the best character arcs, and I just love the world of Wakanda. That's what really engrossed me inside this thing. I am a little bit disappointed, though, that, like, surely enough, they did not show a lot from Marvel, and I'm a little bit... Really? That's it? I mean, Black Panther, dude, they just brought out Ryan Coogler. I knew they were going to bring it out and probably announce it. And after 22, we're probably going to get... That's probably a Phase 5 film. Also in that same year, we're probably going to get Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel 2, but no discussion on that. Next thing they brought up is Eternals up next, D23. And Kit Harington was announced a couple days ago. But for me, I actually think that... I knew Kit Harington was going to be in the Eternals. He was. And... Yeah, as I was right, Eternals was in it. He will be playing Dan Whitman, the Black Knight in the Eternals, and I fucking knew he would. Like, I've called this. And Gemma Chan is also confirmed as Cersei, who she's actually in Captain Marvel, but she's going to be playing the lead character in here as a new character. The Eternals, I'm completely sold on them. The cast looks phenomenal. Kumail Nanjiani, Brian Tyree Henry, Richard Madden, which I'm calling right now. Richard Madden and Gemma Chan are the two biggest characters that I think like those actors are going to get such a boost from this film. Like they're going to be the next Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans of the Marvel Universe. And also I see some people are joining in. Hello so much guys for joining in. I do see some questions. You guys got any questions for me? Make sure to fire them down below in that chat. I will be going through the chat at the end of this live stream. So stay tuned for that, guys. And thank you guys in general just for watching this and in general just being here. But so yeah, they showed the cast. They brought up the cast for the Eternals, announced Kit Harington. I think Kit Harington is going to be playing the villain. That's kind of where I'm assuming it at. But I'm excited to see Kit Harington in this role. Hopefully, he gets more to do than within the last season of Game of Thrones. But still, I'm excited for that in all of its generosity. Next thing they showed was Black Widow. They showed the same footage from San Diego Comic-Con, which I have seen because I was there and I got the hat. I can't really talk too much about it. I can. I saw the footage. There's a nice kitchen fight scene. Apparently, they literally showed everything else, but they did show her in an all-new white costume, which we hadn't seen before. Rachel Weisz also suited up. David Harbour also suited up. And, of course, a little bit more of Taskmaster, which, shit, I wish I would have been there to see. That's really cool. But that's really it for Marvel. I was actually kind of shocked again. I know some people were saying, well, I didn't expect for them to show Phase 5, but they did. They've already announced Phase 5 stuff, and they announced a lot of stuff yesterday for Disney+, so I'm surprised that there was no Deadpool. I was actually thinking that Ryan Reynolds was going to walk out on stage as Deadpool. Like, I've been actually wanting this to happen. But no Deadpool, no X-Men, no Spider-Man, no Fantastic Four, no conversation, even mention of Guardians or Captain Marvel. Very surprised by that, in fact. Very, very, very surprised by that, in fact. And thank you guys again so much for joining in. 17 people in here. I appreciate it a ton. Hit that like button if you guys are new here. But let's keep moving forward in here. The next thing they do is the Disney live action stuff. So they bring out Jungle Cruise. Trailer didn't come out yet, though, so we don't know anything much about it, just from what other people are saying. The Rock and Emily Blunt will be starring in it. Kind of excited for that, getting the vibes of an Indiana Jones kind of there, playing around with the themes. And kind of, I actually have a feeling this is going to be kind of one of those surprise things. When Pirates of the Caribbean was announced, everyone was like, really? Pirates of the Caribbean? But Pirates of the Caribbean turned out to be a big, major surprise, and I think that's what's going to happen with Jungle Cruise. They showed two different trailers, one from The Rock's perspective, one from the Emily Blunt perspective. I actually hope they do the same thing for when they're marketing the film. Is that maybe on Monday when they release the first trailer, they show The Rock. And then the next trailer they do will be Emily Blunt's. And it would be pretty cool if they did that. Also, I forgot to mention that Barry Keoghan is also in the Eternals, which is very, very good news. Moving on, I really don't know. I'm so distracted by this double-bladed red lightsaber. The next thing they talked about, though, was Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Now, I don't love the first one. I think Angelina Jolie's fantastic, but a lot of people are actually saying that this new one looks decent and good. So I'm a little bit looking forward to that, to say the least. I love Angelina Jolie, and I hope that she is going to do that. Next thing they showed was Mulan. They showed some new footage, which when I saw the first trailer, I was a little bit more skeptical, but now knowing what I will be getting from this, since I know what I'll be getting from, in general, this whole film now, I'm embracing it more. And I think with hearing that the original songs will be mixed into the score, I think is a very beautiful thing. I am also truly and kind of finally sold on it, while not having Mushu and kind of the cartoony elements that I wanted it to have. I think going in a different direction is kind of a good thing. Also talking about Cruella de Vil, they gave the first look of Emma Stone in the role, and holy crap, what the fuck is this? I actually have a feeling that's actually going to be a quite great musical, and I'm excited to see Emma Stone in it doing something a little bit more fun and fantastical, because I've really liked Emma Stone and just her in general as anything. Now, the most exciting thing I was about this whole panel, though, Pixar. I want to see what Pixar was going to be doing. And again, this is the thing that surprised me, is they didn't announce like anything surprising. Like that was the thing. Like Disney Plus, they announced the Lizzie McGuire show. They announced Moon Knight. They announced Miss Marvel. They announced She-Hulk. But they didn't announce, like, when it came to this, I was expecting them to announce a lot of stuff. And I feel like a lot of you guys probably were feeling the same way. And when it comes to Pixar, though, I wasn't expecting much because of how the rest have panned out. And they did show Onward and Soul. Soul sounds beautiful. the concept art that I posted on my Twitter. So for anything that I'm kind of going over, my notes were pretty much like everything I tweeted. So anything you want to see more stuff on, go over to my Twitter at Pope the King. You can see everything that I was posting about. But Pixar is to have 2 original films next year, one being Onward and Soul. I started talking about the Soul right now, and also I'm very surprised that they didn't talk about The Little Mermaid at all. Like, actually genuinely surprised. But so Soul is a Pixar new film from Pete Docter, who will follow a middle-aged school teacher named Joe, he played by Jamie Foxx. He loves jazz, and souls, inside view, are trained at a school before they are allowed to join the world. I don't know what any of that really means, but I just know I'm gonna cry. And I'm actually really excited for this, especially because Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and John Batsey wrote the music for Soul. That is an excellent lineup right there. And also Tina Fey, Jamie Foxx, David Diggs, and others will be the main cast in there. Wow, that is awesome. But really, the concept art gives me a lot of feelings of Inside Out, and I'm kind of all for that. Next thing they're bringing up, though, is Onward, which I feel like this gives me the vibes of Bug's Life and Up for some reason. And I already know I'm going to dig the new fantasy world that they're kind of building in here. Tom Holland and Chris Pratt both showed up, though, which is pretty crazy because Tom Holland is Spider-Man with all the Spider-Man drama going around. That's quite funny, to say the least. And we'll get to what Tom Holland said in it, but there's also some cool thing that I posted on Twitter that I shared was there is a memorial for Spider-Man. Someone put out this memorial of Tom Holland picture of him as Spider-Man with like candles and stuff around it. I just thought that was quite funny. But Tom Holland and Chris Pratt both showed up. And the last time we were in Space Buddies fighting on Titan, now we're Elf Buddies fighting in LA. Tom Holland, I'm working with Chris Pratt. They also just showed 8 minutes of new footage to the people there. And I hate everyone for seeing it. Because for me, that's everything I really wanted to see like from this. And from what I understand, it is a magical story about going on a journey to get a magical gem that will power a staff that can bring back their dad for one day. And Ian has never met his father. So this seems like a very emotional story about a father. And just in general, maybe about 2 brothers who are trying to relate to one another. This, again, really gives the feelings of Bug's Life and Up for me. And I already expect for this to kind of be one of those films that is a little bit underrated. I liked the first trailer. I thought it was cute, but I didn't know what to expect from it. And now hearing all this, I'm really all in for it. And of course, before Tom Holland walked off stage, he said, "Hey, everyone, I know it's been a crazy week, but I want to thank you for your support. I love you 3000." Goddamn, Tom Holland, you brought me to tears on that part. Which just, it's very sad. It's very, very sad to hear that. Now the next thing coming out was Disney Animation, Zootopia 2. They didn't announce Zootopia 2, but I was saying, give me Zootopia 2. They talked about Raya and the Last Dragon, which comes out next Thanksgiving, which stars Awkwafina, and will be an epic fantasy adventure written by the Crazy Rich Asians, Adelaide Lim. And a lot of people were talking about the animation being super photorealistic, that it rivals Pixar, which is pretty cool. I don't know much about this film, but the concept art that Disney did share looks really cool, and I'm looking forward to that. But it's Frozen 2 that really kind of was the thing that was the last talking point that they really brought about. And with Frozen 2, the story will be bigger and more epic than Frozen 1, but will also tie in a unique way. Evan Rachel Wood and Sterling K. Brown both joined the cast, but Frozen 2 is about, and pretty much came about the concept of, why does Elsa have her powers, and where did her parents go on that ship? All these questions will lead them to an enchanted forest that will take us on a magical journey. I am looking forward to this, because here's the thing. I don't mind Frozen 2. I don't really mind, I don't mind Frozen 1. I think it's good. I just saw it way too fucking many times that I just didn't care to ever see it again. And for me, I don't ever really want to watch it again. But when it comes down to that, is Frozen 2 I'm more excited about. I think it looks great. I think the animation looks superb. And in general, I think I'm all in for this now. And I think it'll be another $1 billion film. And also looking at some last things, they showed a sequence from Frozen 2. Perry Namiroff says, "Wow, love the humor. Got a beautiful moment for Anna and Elsa. And no surprise, one heck of a new song for Menzel. Sorry, Idina Menzel. Now they're spoiling us further with a live performance. I can't right now. Disney Animation just stole the show." Christian Harlow says, "Long scene of Frozen 2, they play charades and Elsa begins to hear voices that send them on a journey. This showed a musical number, and I think it's called Unknown. Original cast out right now singing a song." Awesome. Jeremy Conrad also brings up from Black Widow is that the Red Guardian costume of Black Widow looks cool, a lot like Captain America, but red. Kind of just looking to see if I missed anything else as I started this up. Okay, so they showed a little bit more footage of they showed some pictures of Frozen 2. Really that was it though. I'm sold on this. I think a lot of you guys will also be sold on this. And I think a lot of us are just in general excited to see what Disney brings. I think I'm just a little bit disappointed that they didn't announce anything new particularly. Like that's what I was excited about from D23. And I'm not like hearing about the footage is probably the coolest thing. Like literally like Rise of Skywalker and Onward and Soul were kind of the things that really like jazzed me up the most, but really nothing surprising. Nothing like I was like, oh my god, this caught me out of left field like Moon Knight or She-Hulk or Miss Marvel. And I think that's where I'm kind of going at too. So before we get to the end of this, guys, make sure to comment into that live stream. And if, of course, you're catching this later, make sure to comment down below. Colin Cusick, Rey's lightsaber and robe was awesome. I agree. Do you think the Rise of Skywalker will be A, B, C, D, or F? So for me, I think it's probably going to end up being an A. I really agree. Because Last Jedi, I came out and gave it an A. But on the rewatch, I'd probably give it a B minus. I think it's a very well made film, but it's not a good Star Wars film. But Rise of Skywalker, because I love Force Awakens, my second favorite Star Wars film of all time. If Rise of Skywalker, if JJ keeps that to that same level, I'm going to be excited about that. Jazzy Jones is in here. Hello. Shane is in here. Hello. I saw on Twitter people applauded Tom Holland during Onward. Oh, yeah, of course. Everyone loves Tom Holland. That's my thing is that, like, you're Disney and Sony, you're leaving out money on the table, not having him in the MCU. Ken, apparently D23 Tom Holland's left the stage. I did hear that. I talked about it. Cruella de Vil with Emma Stone picture looks good. It looks good. It's just different. The cast for an Onward and Soul looks great. They do. Of course, yeah, no problem for the shout out. But that's really kind of where it. D23 looks to be having a lot of fun stuff in there. I'm excited for a lot of what's to come in D23. And in general, tomorrow is the park stuff. I don't know if I'll be doing a video about that. I probably will be retweeting stuff about that because I do need to kind of give myself a little bit of a break because I've been posting nonstop videos for the last few days. But thank you guys again so much for watching this. If you guys are new here, consider hitting that like and subscribe button because on this channel, I do tons of live stuff, geeky news, early movie reviews, in fact, which I will have a couple coming up later down the road, and all the time for Disney stuff as well. I do giveaways, I do a podcast, we do tons of stuff on here. And plus, if you guys want a chance to see movies early, go over to Sandwich on Films. Thank you again to all my Patreon supporters. If you guys want to check me out and how to help me out a little bit more, check it down in the description below. There are a bunch of Patreon supporters and a Patreon link. Find out how you guys can get shout outs on every single video and exclusive content over there. Thank you guys so much though for watching this. There was a lot of great news that came out of D23. I'm looking forward to it. I wish I was a little bit more surprised by some of the things, and I really wish that Obi-Wan stuff would not have been leaked because that would have been fucking awesome if they didn't. But there looks to be a lot of great stuff coming out of this and a lot of stuff to look forward to in the Disney in the future. But guys, thank you guys again so much for watching this. And of course, until next time, stay classy.